Fasten your seatbelts for one of the great divisional rivalries in the NFL. This is the first of 2 games between these teams this year, and you know it's going to be entertaining. It's the Bears going up against the Packers. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We're at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
Now, I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the 2nd overall pick in last April's draft from North Carolina, the former Tar Heel, Mitchell Trubisky.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
On 2nd down, Trubisky trying to get it to Wheaton, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Devon House, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to, and I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veterans and more to come. Keep firing.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jordy Nelson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, a long touchdown pass into the end zone. Crosby on now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Mike Daniels. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Trubisky draw play, gives to Howard, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Trubisky will throw. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Extra point try now for Crosby. And it's good to make it 14-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Now let's go. 3-19.
The rookie, Tariq Cohen. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
If indeed the Chicago Bears were looking for a nice change-up to Jordan Howard at running back, they found it in Tariq Cohen. I'm telling you, this guy is shifty, quick, even though he's small in stature. Some people have called him the latest human joystick.
How about that? That'll be fun for Madden players, just 5'6". As you said, he can move. Second down and 4. Again, it's Cohen. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. Let's focus on the backfield as we get a look at Chicago's starters. You mentioned earlier, Charles, you had Tariq Cohen, Jordan Howard, big weeks in that win over Pittsburgh.
And in week 2, Jordan Howard, 9 carries, 7 yards. How about this rebound for him to bust it up to 23 carries, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, game winner in overtime. And there's room for Tariq Cohen, isn't there? There's room for both of them. Cohen actually had what they thought was the winning touchdown on a monster run. Got called back because he stepped out of bounds. But I just don't know how you tackle that little guy.
On 3rd and short, they'll try option. Now Trubisky lost the football. And this is going to be Packer football. He had the option there, decided to keep it, exposed himself and fumbled it.
Yeah, and you worry about the hits he's going to take in that situation. In this case, not only does he take the hit, he coughs the ball up, as you noted.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
The fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Bennett. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he is all the way up past the 25. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Here we go now.
They'll start things on first with Tariq Cohen. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Play action. It's Trubisky. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. Marquise Wilson, the one he was trying to get it to. And it's 3rd down. And let's get a look at the Green Bay defense.
Green Bay's defense in 2016 was a bit unbalanced. Number 8 against the run, but number 31 against the pass. So you know the offseason emphasis was on trying to make sure they shored up the secondary and increase the pass rush.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he locates Wheaton complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I like that about Trubisky. He has some calm in the pocket, some good presence, despite the fact only 13 starts in his college career and an entirely different style of offense. Remember, he played that spread stuff while at North Carolina.
And now a first down following that long gain. They run. This is Cohen. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
They try again with Cohen. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving the running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
On 3rd down, that's Cohen. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Here's Pat O'Donnell to punt in his 4th year from Miami. Trevor Davis deep for Green Bay. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Packers offense now. They get ready to head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to let him got his man complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
And they're not going to get a playoff here as time will expire on this first quarter. 14-0 is our score. We're back to Lambeau in just a moment.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. And they've got it here with a first down. Now it's Rodgers. And over the middle to the tight end, Bennett. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Have you gotten used to seeing Martellus Bennett number 80? I mean, he's been number 88 his entire career, right?
And how about that, the fans selecting his jersey number?
Yeah, that was his idea. He put that out there on social media and said, here are a few choices. What should I wear? And he went with what the fans picked. Over 100,000 people weighed in.
A play fake to Montgomery. Now Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Play clock winding down. Now Rodgers. And he's got Bennett. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A Packer first. Rodgers to his new target, Bennett.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
First down, Rodgers. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away at its second down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. On second down, Montgomery. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Hello.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. The screen does get a 9, but it also brings up a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Montgomery, they'll run for it. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
I think many people thought Ty Montgomery would automatically go back to being a wide receiver this year, but it appears he's going to stay a running back. I know they drafted Jamal Williams from BYU, but Montgomery proving his worth.
And he proved it, proved it last year. 5.4 yards per carry, 4th best in the league. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Randall Cobb, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers add 6 to their lead.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
Now Crosby for the point after. And it is now 21-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Crosby on now to kick it away. Wheaton will return it. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And we put our attention now on the defense for the Packers. They're just hoping for more of the same. Last time they forced the punt that led to a score.
They flipped the field, essentially. And that's what you want to do as a defense. Make sure that you put your offense in a great position to run their offense and put the ball in the end zone. That's exactly what they accomplished.
And they accomplished that last time. What will they accomplish this go-around? They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Now Trubisky to throw on second. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Jake Ryan able to run him down for a loss of a yard. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a fairly solid idea about which team will be featured prominently in those highlights.
Might be a little biased. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. Now Cohen. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the one interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis.
They'll take the offset. When you talk about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of a season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
He'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the second quarter. Snap comes at 1. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
I know Devontae Adams really developed in 2016 as a receiver for Green Bay. I think he had plenty of incentive because when Aaron Rodgers breaks contain, gets out of the pocket, anything can happen downfield. You can find yourself open, can't you?
And it makes Adams a high-volume guy. Week 7 and 8 last year, 25 catches, highest 2-game total in the illustrious history of the Packers. Hey, partner, let me take you league-wide for a second. Surprised right now that we only have 2 3-0 teams remaining, Atlanta and Kansas City?
After last week's games, yes, because a number of them came in with great momentum, and you thought that would continue. I thought Tampa Bay would win at Minnesota and continue to be undefeated. You know, I thought that Oakland had a great chance to be undefeated after playing at Washington. But this league, Parity is the word, and each and every week you better be ready to play. But with Atlanta and Kansas City, I thought Atlanta, they shook off the demons of that Super Bowl slump right there in the first game against Chicago when they won a close one, and they've elevated since then. In Kansas City, they continue to be red hot. The last couple of seasons, they've been hard to beat.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Past the 20. And complete on the right side to Bennett. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. They give him a gain of 37. Well, they've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here. Rodgers to throw once more. And incomplete. Probably should have had that one, but with the game he's having tonight, maybe they'll let it go.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Rodgers again now. Touchdown, Packers. Randall Cobb with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Packers add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point try now for Crosby. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So this drive spans 7 plays, and the result, a Green Bay score. Crosby on now to kick it away. It's Marcus Wheaton now to return it. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. Here's the Packer defense getting set to go again. They were able to force the 3-and-out last time, led to the punt, and then led to a touchdown for their crew. So they'll be looking for a little bit more of that, Charles.
Well, I think that they created the spark with the 3-and-out. Gave a little momentum to their offense. Who said, all right, appreciate it, guys. And they took the ball downfield and stuck it in the end zone.
And that defense wasn't out there long. They'll be trying to keep it short here. That is incomplete. He was looking for Zach Miller as tight end there. That'll bring up second down. Well, that play gives us a quick breather here. I want to look ahead to week 4 of the NFL season. Carolina at New England. I'm curious if the Panthers can break out of a little funk they're in.
A little bit of a clunker at home against New Orleans. Many thought they would win that one. They're trying to get Cam Newton going. And, of course, he's got to go take on Tom Terrific in the New England Patriots right there in their home turf. How about Detroit at Minnesota? Big NFC North battle. Both teams 2-1 in the early going. That seems to be an excellent matchup. And flip it over to the AFC. Tennessee at Houston, a monster AFC South game here in the early going.
So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Clay Matthews in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Packers are simply running the show in the first half. They've controlled the game and are way out in front. The Bears just need to figure out a way to bounce back. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Bears opening up on offense. Under duress, and the pass is picked off. House is reading the play and comes away with it, ending the drive. Offense now with the shot after the pick. Rodgers goes down the field to Nelson, and this will go as a touchdown. Packers is up now by 7. Now 1st and 10. Cobbs wide open, able to make the grab. And he's going to go 19 yards for the score. Packers lead balloons to 21. Packers on 2nd and 7. Rodgers on point with the 28. So that'll wrap it up for us here at the EA Sports Studio. We'll head back now to Green Bay for the start of the second half.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Set to return, this is Jeff Janis. He juked him. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Packers get set to go. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
26. Jump out. Hey, 50. Rename team. Box it. Quick, guys.
Rodgers now on first down. Caught by Nelson left side. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A gain of 39 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
319.
Rodgers to throw on second down. It's complete to the tight end, Bennett. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Martellus Bennett, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers continue to roll.
You having fun with this one, partner?
I am. He's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Now Crosby for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a Packers touchdown. Crosby on now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of this?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Here we go.
On second down, here's Trubisky. Over the middle, complete. That's Cohen. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a gain of 7, and just like that, it's third down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, make him make someone miss in the open field.
The Bears on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Trubisky. The catch made by Miller. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Worth noting, the largest deficit the Bears have ever overcome in their long history, 20 points against the Cardinals in 06.
Now let's go.
Now they'll run it with Cohen. And the ball is knocked out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free. but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. A near turnover, but the offense recovers it. Now they'll try to regroup on second. And the defense definitely showing blitz here. On second down, Trubisky. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
The Bears on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go now. Blue, line it.
From the gun, it's Trubisky, and that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Connor Barth now for the Bears field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Rodgers handing to Montgomery. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Rodgers going to give this one to Montgomery. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. They need to get this to the 24 on third down.
Ready? 319. Line 59. Over.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Rodgers now to throw. He sets to fire deep. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And this one is right down the middle. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the fourth.
Hey, in this league, whatever you can.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. On the return now, it's Josh Huff. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Onto the field now come the Bears. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him. I think this was a good signing by the Chicago Bears, picking up Marcus Wheaton from Pittsburgh. They had to do something to try and lessen the loss of Alshon Jeffrey.
Injuries last year holding him to just 3 games, 4 catches, but the 2 years prior to that, he combined for 97 grabs. Marcus Wheaton was the one he was looking for, and that'll bring up second down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Now Trubisky lost the football, and the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, Parker, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down.
Right. Stay right here. Stay on the right. Stay on the right.
Rodgers hands to Montgomery. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Now we're going to get a halt in the action because Ty Montgomery is shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Packers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Working from the gun, Rodgers. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. The play clock's running down. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So they recover the fumble but could not take advantage of the short field. They do get 3.
And no one ever turns down 3 points going up on the board. But the offense will go to the sidelines wondering what if. While the defense on the other side, they'll celebrate holding them to just a field goal after giving up such bad field position.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in a game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to, but as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
On 1st down, Trubisky. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Nick Perry in there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Trubisky. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now it's Trubisky. On the right side, this is Miller. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. That's always puzzled me a little bit.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Got a man complete. This is Richard Rodgers. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Crosby on now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Here we go now.
Now Trubisky on first down. His throw incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. So 2nd and 10 here. Throwing here, Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
The Bears on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Let's go. Green 39.
Looking to throw again, Trubisky. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the...
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. A big play there on the catch and run. 71 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. They'll run it with Williams. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. And this will likely be the last play and wrap things up. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So for Green Bay, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And now they get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.
Yeah. Pulling up with the coupe.
Oh my goodness.
Must have done same with the roof.
Oh my goodness.
You sitting looking stupid on the stoop.
Oh my goodness.
I would take notes if I were you.
Oh my goodness.
This was designed with the stars, the square and the cross, so we know true north.
Oh my goodness.
Smiling with 50 carats in my jaw.
Oh my